Hong Kong, 1978. Jackie Chan was 24 years old, shooting a film in the Kowloon district, when production was interrupted by 15 members of a local Triad who wanted the film crew gone. Jackie had 2 broken ribs from a stunt accident 3 days earlier. His doctor had told him no physical activity for 6 weeks. His producer had begged him to let someone else handle it. Jackie walked out alone. What happened in the next 4 minutes left 15 men on the ground and Jackie Chan completely untouched, not because he was invincible, but because he understood something about pain that most people never learn. 3 days before the confrontation, Jackie had been filming a rooftop sequence for Snake in the Eagle's Shadow. A landing went wrong. He'd misjudged the angle by 2 degrees. 2 degrees that meant the difference between a perfect landing and hitting the roof edge with his right side. The crack was audible. 2 ribs, not broken clean. Fractured, which was actually worse in some ways. Clean breaks heal predictably. Fractures move. They shift. Every breath is a reminder. Every movement a negotiation with pain. The film's doctor strapped Jackie's ribs and gave his verdict. 6 weeks minimum rest. No martial arts. No stunts. Certainly no fight sequences. Jackie had nodded. Said he understood. Gone back to his trailer. The next morning he was on set at 6. The director, Yuan Wu Ping, watched Jackie move through a basic blocking rehearsal and saw the careful way he breathed, the fractional hesitation before certain movements. "You're still hurt," Yuan said. "I'm fine. Jackie, the ribs are strapped. I know where they are. I know what they can take. I won't do anything they can't handle." Yuan looked at him for a long moment. He'd worked with Jackie long enough to know that arguing was pointless. Jackie's relationship with pain was different from other people's. Not that he didn't feel it. He felt everything. But he'd learned at the Peking Opera school that pain was information, not instruction. It told you where the limits were. It didn't tell you to stop. "If you make it worse," Yuan said finally, "we shut down production." "I won't make it worse." The Kowloon district in 1978 was not a place where film productions received automatic welcome. Local triads controlled territory. Film crews used locations, brought equipment, attracted attention. Sometimes that was fine. Sometimes it required negotiation. The production had been shooting in a warehouse district for 2 days. The location scout had cleared it. Payments had been made to the right people, or so the producer thought. On the 3rd day, 15 men arrived. Young, aggressive, moving with the particular confidence of people who'd never been seriously opposed. Their message was simple. The production hadn't paid the right people. The right people were them. They wanted double what had already been paid immediately, or the crew and equipment were going to have a very bad afternoon. The producer, Tommy, was 50 years old and had been making films in Hong Kong for 20 years. He knew how these situations worked. You negotiated, you paid, you added it to the budget, and moved on. He was reaching for his phone to call the film's financial backer when Jackie appeared at his shoulder. "I'll talk to them," Jackie said. Tommy looked at him. "Jackie, these are Triad, not actors, not stuntmen, real violence. I know. You have broken ribs. I know that too. This is not a film. You can't call cut." Jackie was already walking toward the 15 men. What nobody understood in that moment, not Tommy, not the crew, not the 15 Triad members watching Jackie walk toward them, was that Jackie wasn't walking out there to fight. He was walking out there to make fighting unnecessary. And when that failed, what he did next was something that can only be understood if you know what 11 years at the Peking Opera school actually teaches you. Jackie stopped 10 feet from the group's apparent leader, a man in his late 20s, heavy-set, a scar running from his left ear to his jaw. He looked at Jackie with the mild contempt of someone who dealt with obstacles routinely. "You the one in charge here?" the leader asked. "Today, yes. Then you know what we want." "I know what you said you want," Jackie replied. "But I think what you actually want is for your morning to go smoothly, for this to be a simple transaction and everyone goes home." The leader studied him. "Smart. So pay. Not because we don't have it, but because if I pay you, someone else comes next week with the same request. And someone else after that. The film goes over budget. We pull out of Kowloon. That's bad for everyone." The leader's expression shifted. Not anger yet, but the patience was shortening. "You're explaining economics to me. I'm explaining that what you want and what you're asking for are different things. What you want is respect, acknowledgement that this is your territory. We can give you that without the payment." A few of the men behind the leader exchanged glances. This was an unusual conversation. "Respect doesn't pay rent," the leader said. "Screen credit does." Silence. "We put your organization in the credits. Thank you for location cooperation. Your name, your territory. Every print of this film, every time it plays, your name is on it." The leader stared. This was genuinely not what he'd expected. The men behind him murmured. Jackie could see it working, could see the calculation happening. The leader was considering it. Then someone at the back of the group ruined it. "He's the actor. The stuntman won. I heard he's hurt. Broken ribs. The voice was young, trying to impress. We're scared of a broken actor? Laughter from the group. Not universal, but enough. The leader's expression hardened. The moment of possible negotiation closed. In that single moment, everything changed. Because 15 men now believed Jackie was vulnerable, and Jackie knew that perception was more dangerous than the men themselves. What he did in the next 30 seconds would determine whether the crew went home safely or whether the afternoon became something much worse. Jackie didn't look at the man who'd spoken. He kept his eyes on the leader. That was your last easy option, Jackie said quietly. I want you to know that before this continues, I gave you a way out that worked for everyone. What happens now is your choice, not mine. The leader looked at his 15 men, looked at Jackie's calm face, looked at the crew filming behind Jackie, looked at the wrapped ribs visible under Jackie's slightly open jacket. Take him, he said. 3 men moved simultaneously, fast, practiced, not first-time fighters. Jackie had already calculated. 3 broken ribs, right side. That meant his right rotation was compromised. Right side kicks were reduced power. Right elbow strikes were available, but would cost. Left side was full capacity. He adjusted everything to compensate. In the time it took the 3 men to cross the 10 feet between them, Jackie had redesigned his entire approach to account for the injury. The first man reached him. Jackie slipped left, always left, used the man's momentum to redirect him into the path of the second attacker. They collided. Jackie's left hand pushed the third man's shoulder, changing his angle, making him stumble past. 3 men down in 4 seconds. None of them touched him. The remaining 12 hesitated. That hesitation told Jackie everything he needed to know. They were followers. The 3 who'd moved first were the actual fighters. The rest were presence, not ability. 11 more, Jackie said to the leader. Or we talk. The leader sent 4 this time. A more coordinated approach. 2 going wide left, 2 going wide right. Jackie had 2 options. Move backward, which bought time but gave up ground. Or move forward into the gap between the pairs, which was counterintuitive but reduced the coordination advantage of the flanking approach. He moved forward, into the center, the gap, the place nobody expected. The 4 men had planned to converge on a retreating target. Instead, they were converging on empty space while Jackie was already behind them. The left pair turned and found Jackie between them and the right pair. Geometry that suddenly made everyone a threat to their own teammates. Jackie used that geometry, moved one man into another's path, used the confusion. 4 seconds, 4 men on the ground or stumbling, 7 down, 8 standing. Jackie turned back to the leader. His ribs were screaming. Every movement that engaged his core was a conversation with pain. But pain was information. The ribs were strained but not rebroken. He knew the difference, had felt the difference before. This isn't working for you, Jackie said to the leader. It doesn't need to continue. But the leader couldn't back down now. Not in front of his men. Not after 8 of them were on the ground without landing a hit. Pride had taken over from strategy, and Jackie knew what that meant. The next 7 would come all at once, and that would be the real test of what broken ribs and Peking Opera training could do together. The leader said one word, all. 7 men, moving together. No coordination, just overwhelming numbers. Jackie took a breath, assessed the space, the environment, a stack of film equipment crates to his left, a production van to his right, the warehouse wall behind him. 7 men coming straight at him was actually simpler than coordinated attacks. Straight-line attackers were predictable. The problem was managing the physical contact. Even redirecting bodies was pressure on his ribs. He needed to minimize contact. He ran, not away, toward the crates to his left, up the side of the stack in 3 steps. 7 men couldn't follow fast enough, couldn't climb and attack simultaneously. From the top of the crates, 6 feet up, the geometry changed completely. Below him, 7 men trying to adjust, unable to use their numbers effectively in the narrow space between crates and van. Jackie moved across the top of the crates, jumped to the roof of the production van. Men below scrambling to follow. The roof of the van gave him elevation and separation. 2 men managed to get up on the crates and jump for the van roof. Jackie was already moving. He dropped back to ground level on the far side of the van. 7 men, now spread across 3 levels. Ground, crate top, van roof, unable to coordinate. Jackie picked them individually. Ground level first, used the van as cover and barrier. Redirected. Minimum contact. Preserved the ribs. 3 minutes into the confrontation, 14 men were on the ground in various states of disorientation. None seriously hurt. All completely unable to explain how they'd gotten there. The 15th was the leader, who hadn't moved from his original position. Jackie walked back to him, breathing carefully, ribs announcing themselves with every inhale. Same offer, Jackie said. Screen credit, location cooperation, your name on the film. The leader looked at his 14 men, looked at Jackie, looked at the film crew standing 50 feet away in complete silence. Your ribs, the leader said finally. How bad? Bad enough that I'd rather not have done that. The leader was quiet for a moment. Then unexpectedly he almost smiled. Screen credit, and a small thank you payment. Reasonable. Nothing that sets a precedent. Agreed. They shook hands. Jackie walked back to the crew. Tommy was standing with his mouth slightly open. Jackie, he said finally. Are you okay? The ribs are still broken, Jackie said. Same number as before. Can we go back to filming? But here's what happened after that mattered more than the 4 minutes in the warehouse district. Because the leader of that triad, the man Jackie had negotiated with twice in 4 minutes, did something 3 weeks later that nobody expected. And it revealed a side of that confrontation that Jackie had understood from the beginning. 3 weeks later, a package arrived at the film production office, addressed to Jackie Chan. Inside was a letter and a small photograph. The letter was from the Triad leader. His name, it turned out, was Michael Lamb. He wrote, Mr. Chan, I have been thinking about what happened in Kowloon. Not the fight, the conversation before the fight, and the conversation after. You gave me a way to end it with dignity, before the fight and after. Both times you offered something that wasn't humiliation. That's not what people usually do. I want you to know, the 3 men you redirected in the first 4 seconds, the ones I sent first, they're my best fighters. Between them, they have beaten men twice their size. They have never been handled like that. Not in real fights. I have been asking myself since that day. How? Not how technically. I can see the technique. How did you stay calm? With broken ribs, 15 people. Real danger. How was your face like that? I have decided I want to know the answer. I am starting martial arts training next week. Not to fight better. To understand what you understand. I don't know what that is yet, but I saw it in your face. Something I don't have. I want to find out what it is. Thank you for not humiliating us. A different man would have. Memel fine. ML. Jackie read the letter twice. Then he wrote back. Michael, what you saw in my face was not fearlessness. I was afraid. The ribs hurt. 15 people is 15 people. What you saw was the result of 11 years of training that taught me one thing above everything else. Your body knows more than your mind thinks it does. Trust the body. Quiet the mind. Let the training work. Fear lives in the mind. The body already knows what to do. If you want to understand that, train. Not to fight. Train to know your body. It takes years, but it's worth it. The dojo I trained at when I was young is gone. But there are good teachers in Hong Kong who understand this. I'll give you a name if you want it. Minter J.C. Michael Lamb began training. Not Jackie Chan's level. Nobody reached Jackie Chan's level without starting at 6 years old. But seriously, genuinely, he eventually left the Triad, opened a martial arts school in Kowloon, taught for 20 years. He told his students the story of the day Jackie Chan walked out with broken ribs to face 15 men. Not as a story about Jackie's fighting ability, as a story about what training actually does to a person. He wasn't fighting 15 people, Michael told his students. He was using everything his training had given him in the environment available to him. The ribs were a limitation. He designed around the limitation. The numbers were a problem. He dissolved the problem with geometry. The real fighting was the thinking. The moving was just what came after the thinking was done. But Jackie's understanding of pain, the philosophy that made that 4-minute confrontation possible, didn't come from nowhere. It came from a specific moment at the Peking Opera School when Jackie was 9 years old. A moment that changed how he understood the relationship between pain and capability forever. The Peking Opera School was run by Master Yu Jimyun. He was not a gentle teacher. He was not supposed to be. The school's purpose was to produce performers of extraordinary ability that required extraordinary training. At 9 years old, Jackie had been at the school for 3 years. He was good, better than most of the students. He knew it, and Master Yu knew he knew it, which meant Master Yu pushed him harder than the others. One morning during acrobatics practice, Jackie landed a backflip incorrectly. He'd been distracted thinking about a letter from his parents in Australia. A fraction of inattention. He landed on his ankle, twisted it badly. The pain was immediate and intense. Master Yu walked over, looked at the ankle, looked at Jackie. Can you stand? Jackie stood. The ankle screamed, but it held weight. Then continue, Master Yu said. Jackie looked at him. It hurts. I know. Continue. I might make it worse. Master Yu crouched down to Jackie's level. He wasn't a tall man, but he had a presence that made him seem larger than he was. Listen to me carefully. Pain is your body talking to you. It is not your body stopping you. There is a difference. Pain says, something is wrong here. Be careful. Adapt. Pain does not say, give up, sit down, stop. But if I keep training, if you keep training with care, You will learn something no one can teach you. You will learn the difference between pain that means stop and pain that means continue carefully. This is the most important thing a performer learns, not the techniques. This, Master Yu stood. The ankle is twisted, not broken. You can feel the difference. It bears weight, it moves, it hurts, but it functions. That is pain that says, continue carefully. Now continue. Jackie continued. For 3 more hours. The ankle hurt for 2 weeks, but Master Yu was right. He learned the difference. Pain that means stop. Pain that means continue carefully. It was a lesson he used every day for the rest of his career, including in a warehouse district in Kowloon with 15 Triad members and 2 broken ribs. 20 years after the Kowloon confrontation, Jackie told this story to a young actor on set who'd sprained his wrist and wanted to stop filming for the day. And what Jackie said to him would become one of the most shared quotes in martial arts philosophy. The young actor's name was Daniel, 19 years old. First major film. He'd landed awkwardly during a simple stunt and sprained his wrist. Not seriously, but it hurt. Daniel approached Jackie. I think I need to stop for today. My wrist. Show me, Jackie said. Daniel held out his wrist. Jackie examined it, pressed gently in 3 places, asked Daniel to make a fist, rotate, extend, sprained, not broken. It really hurts. Jackie looked at Daniel, saw 19 years old, saw someone at the beginning of a career that would be defined by how he handled moments like this. Can I tell you something? Daniel nodded. I have broken 274 bones in my career, both ankles, my nose, countless fingers and toes, my skull, my sternum, my collarbone, 3 times, both cheekbones, vertebrae in my neck and back. Daniel's eyes widened. Not all at once, over 40 years, but every time I had to make a decision. Does this stop me or slow me? Is this pain that means stop or pain that means continue carefully? How do you know the difference? Your body knows, if you're quiet enough to listen. A broken bone has a specific feeling, a certain instability. It doesn't just hurt, it feels wrong, structurally wrong. Your body knows when something is damaged beyond function. Jackie looked at Daniel's wrist. Your wrist hurts, but it moves, it holds grip, it functions. That's pain that says be careful, not pain that says stop. Daniel flexed his wrist carefully. It hurt, but it moved. What do you want to be? Jackie asked. An action star. Then today is training, not for the stunt, for the decision, because you'll face this choice 1,000 times. Every time you make the right decision, continue when you can, stop when you must, you get better at knowing the difference. Every time you stop when you should continue, you teach yourself that pain equals stop, and that's a lesson that will end your career. Daniel filmed the rest of the day. His wrist hurt throughout, but it worked. 20 years later, Daniel was still working. He gave interviews crediting Jackie's philosophy. He taught me that pain is a conversation, not a command. You have to learn the language before you can understand what it's saying.